Okay, now that we know all the retention rules, 6, the highest ever in the history of the IPL, we're going to get down to business straight away. We're trying to strategize what is it that Mumbai Indians should do. Remember, there's a distinction, and to make it clear to my colleague here, Harshit, as well, this is not our prediction of what Mumbai Indians is going to do. This is if you were sitting on the auction table, what is it that you would do if you were the Mumbai Indians? What makes sense in terms of being judicious with your money going into the auction? You have an option of 6. We know the breakup as well in terms of price. We'll be discussing that. Okay, so here's a squad, pretty lengthy squad featuring the likes of Hardik Pandya, Rohit Sharma, Brevis, Surya Kumar, big names. Yep. You've got some foreigners as well in Coetzee. You've got Romario Shepherd, Noan Tushera, a lot of them, Mohammad Nabi, some of them, Berendorf, Madhushanka, lots of options. Let's get down to business. So you're going to retain a few players for sure. We don't know. It's your choice, by the way. You can have all 6.
Yeah.
Or have
you can let all 6 go in the auction as well.
Correct. First question, is Mumbai going to do that? Let all 6 go?
Absolutely not. They're the one team that absolutely love the number 6, as far as retentions are concerned. Because not too many franchises we know wanted the retentions as well, or the number to be as a 6, 7, 8. That's also a number we heard from some of the franchises that they wanted up to 8 players because they were spoiled for choice. Look at KKR, bunch of champions over there now that they are. Mumbai Indians, the other team I would say that would have wanted as many retentions as possible. So they'll be the ones mighty happy with the number 6. However, that still means that things are going to be tricky because such is the talent pool that they have and the money involved is also huge. They've made some mistakes in the past in the auction as well. But can they rectify, can they strategize in a way that they don't repeat the same mistakes? That is something we'll have to see, because if you end up taking all the 6 retentions and 5 international players over there, or if you use, then you're effectively using close to 75 crores. 18, 14, 11, 18, 14 again, thing makes up to 75 crores. That's a big sum that you are then shelling out of the 120 crores that you have.
Okay, but again, this is our pick. We're going to analyze it, the ones that make best sense. Having said that, we all know that Mumbai Indians, going by their past record, they tend to keep their players back, even though it means that it costs them a bomb. They're okay. Even if they go into auction, they'll bid for them because they want their players. Doesn't matter how much money is lost out of the pool for them. They'll then settle in for some minor players, paying them, uncapped and here and there, to ensure that you have whatever 18 players and your squad is done, but their focus is on the big gun. So who's the first name that you've got? The first name that I have is no surprise, and I know this is going to start a debate, but I have Hardik first up, because if I made him the captain, I am not going to make him captain just for one season. I know speculations are still rife whether they want to continue with him as captain. Surya Kumar Yadav is there, go back to Rohit Sharma, so on and so forth. My guess is that Mumbai Indians is not going to do that. If they've appointed someone a captain, they're going to maintain. Doesn't matter what happens with the Indian team, because if you look at them getting Hardik as captain, they kind of ignored what was happening with the Indian team. I think they'll give him a longer run, is my feeling. And if he's your captain, if he's your designated captain, you got to retain him. I don't mind if he is retained. I'm getting him down. Are you getting him down?
Absolutely. There's no way that Mumbai aren't, having Hardik Pandya, retained in those 6 players that they have eventually are going to have in mind. Hardik Pandya has to be there. Again, as you said, appointed the captain, and there's no way that you're moving away from that call. They will have to put the blinkers on as far as what's happening with him in international cricket, and maybe also
but what's happening to him in international cricket is good. Why should they put the blinkers on?
No,
he's done fantastically well for
that's
India,
fine, but then he's no longer the captain. Remember when this decision was made back in December of last year? That's when he was perceived to be, and he was in fact the captain of the Indian team. Then now the tables have turned on Hardik Pandya. He's there in the set. I'm not saying that he's not there, but he's no longer the designated captain as things looked about 11 months back.
You have to look at Hardik Pandya, the player. I'm looking at him as a player. This guy played a important role in India winning the T20 World Cup. You have him. You want to keep him. If I'm him, I'm going to keep him, because there's a good chance, by the way, also looking at it financially, there's a good chance he goes into the auction, he goes for 18 plus.
Very well
he
could.
goes for 18.
Very well
So fast bowling all-rounders anywhere here. So if I have him, I'll keep him. Also going by philosophy of Mumbai Indians. Okay, going by that philosophy, you've got Suryakumar Yadav, who's now the current T20 captain.
Yeah.
Arguably one of the best players in the T20 format. You keeping him?
Absolutely, absolutely. Unless, of course, Surya has different plans for himself.
So this is based on assumption that players are okay with it. We are only
Yes.
looking at it from the point of view with Mumbai Indians. There's no way that anyone can right now look into the crystal ball and say what, for all you know, Hardik may not want to, who knows?
Yeah.
Those are personal opinions. But provided all players are available, and dare I say, I'm going to be a bit cheeky, Mumbai Indians want you to be available, you will be available. That's another thing, they don't want to retain you. But if they want you, you will be available. So in that case, Sky would make a lot of sense. If I'm putting 14 down, see again, 14 could be Sky, Hardik, 18, whatever, but you're just looking at the larger number. But he's another guy who can go for 14 or close to 14 anyway. So,
he's a priceless commodity. We say the same only for a few players. He's one of them.
Only debate is you can think of, because you have right to match, instead of putting 14 down, you say no, let him go to the auction.
But you're not doing that with Sky.
That's what I'm saying. Do you want
No,
to?
absolutely not.
You could, because if you think if he can come cheaper than 14, I still have the last right.
Yeah, agreed.
So, to get him.
But players like Jasprit Bumrah, Suryakumar Yadav, absolute greats when it comes to this format. They're priceless players. It's probably going to be the biggest mistake in IPL auction history if you let a Surya or a Bumrah go in the auction. That's what I feel.
Okay, done. Talking about that. Bumrah, again, I know particular order.
Exactly. I just wanted to warn you there. No particular order.
Bumrah could be top. You could put him at 18 crore. I'm just saying for the sake of it, because you're looking at the larger purse. So we have put these players down. You could have Bumrah first, Sky second, Hardik third, vice versa, whatever is just captain. So I put it there.
True.
Again, I don't think we should have a debate here. Should we even have a debate here? 11 CR gone here as well.
Okay.
Right? So these are your three. Now let's get down to number 4. Now this is where things get very interesting. I have a name in mind, and I will definitely, eyes closed, going to have him in my team, and that's Rohit Sharma.
Absolutely. But just that, of course, like you said, no particular order. These brackets aren't to be taken very seriously. Maybe I would have had Rohit there with 11. I think that could also be the thing, because Mumbai are clearly looking forward. They're looking forward. Jasprit Bumrah is more a part of those future plans than Rohit Sharma is what I'd like to be. Otherwise,
if you would like it, I'll put it that way. If you want it that way. Firstly, I'm going to put Bumrah here.
Yeah, because fourth again gets 18.
Yeah, but that's immaterial. That's internal this thing for the team.
Okay.
Right, you can put it out that this is the price.
So
sorry, for 18. Yeah, correction.
Yeah.
So 18 for Jasprit Bumrah for the argument's sake.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. You can change.
See, ultimately the spending's the same, and like we were talking yesterday as well, there's so much that happens behind the doors, which is up for speculation, but the rules allow that for now. So on paper, I think you have to reward Jasprit Bumrah with the biggest paycheck possible.
The only thing here, I mean, Jasprit Bumrah would definitely want to stay. The only thing is, Bumrah is one player, if he goes into the auction, can clearly fetch more than that. Definitely can fetch more than that.
Yeah.
So, but let me also remind you, and that's the truth, if you're going to think that, oh, Bumrah may not, so Mumbai would definitely want him at 18, so they will offer him that, he will not. But two things. One, Mumbai, if they want to, as I said earlier, that's an offer you cannot refuse. So that's one. But secondly, we know this, and it's not even a secret, the deals agreed between them could be even larger. It's not unheard of that, okay, 18 is coming out of the purse, that's on your contract, but you give them a brand deal, this deal, that deal, so you can anyway elevate it, and that won't be out of the reach. So, I mean, without getting into too much of the details, Bumrah most likely would want to stay. This is a done deal. Now at 4, the player that I was talking about, Rohit Sharma, I will definitely have him. Again, do not look at the number. Whether it deserves that and doesn't deserve that, there are other ways of finalizing that deal. 11 can be 15 also, set between the two parties. 11 comes out of the big pool, and then few ESOPs thrown in there to make it 15, whatever. But I am keeping Rohit Sharma. I know he's moving towards the end of his international career, has given up on T20 format, but if you saw Rohit Sharma in the T20 World Cup, I don't need to present any more argument as to why any team would want to retain him. The other thing is, would he want to stay or not? At the risk of repeating myself, it's an offer that you do not refuse. Yeah, you have him.
Absolutely, yeah, I have to have Rohit Sharma there.
Okay, now let's get to
This is where things get interesting with Mumbai.
retention 5 or 6, or do you want them to
All
go?
by the way, by capped players, must we mention? Because you can only, now number 5 can be the last possible capped player that you go for.
Yes, you want to go with the uncapped 6? Because uncapped retention is a good thing for 4 CR. It's not a bad option to retain an uncapped player. Now, who are your options? Let me just run you through a few of the options that the Mumbai Indians have, which are uncapped players. So you've got Hardik Desai, Arjun Tendulkar, Shams Mulani, Nehal Vadera,
Kumar
Kartike, Piyush Chawla,
Akash Madwal as well.
Akash Madwal, Piyush Chawla,
Namandhir, Anshul Kamboj,
Vishnu Vinod. Tilak is not uncapped, my friend. We're talking about uncapped players. So that is it. Ooh, one uncapped. You can fit in two.
But then 5, 6 both. And remember, you pay a lot of bucks then if he's the 5th retention is also an uncapped player. No, so you pay 4 CR only then.
Yes, you pay 4. You can get him cheaper. So you could go with 2 uncaps. Does that make sense? Or you are retaining one more player?
There is one more player.
14. Okay, so there is an Ishan Kishan.
There's an Ishan Kishan. There is a Tilak Verma as well.
There is a Tilak Verma too. Now, these are players.
And Ishan Kishan, who they previously broke the bank for, have given him the backing, made him the player who he is. And then there's Tilak Verma as well, whose stocks may have taken a dip, but do his prospects necessarily take a hit is something.
Let's zero it down on, if you're retaining one more, it's between Ishan Kishan at number 5, Ishan Kishan and Tilak Verma. My first question, are you retaining them at that price? Between Ishan and Tilak, who's your first choice? Let's get down to that.
It's a hard one. Maybe Ishan for the skill set, wicketkeeper, batter. That's exactly the reason I think there was an auction war of sorts, a bidding war, that we saw his price soared right up to 15 CR as well. Mumbai clearly wanted him in that auction that happened, and there were other parties who were interested as well. You look at some of the other players in the circuit. Ishan Kishan is of that mold. Again, that players are difficult to come by. Wicketkeeper, batter, you're always on the lookout for one. And then comes in the Mumbai Indians factor, that they do like to retain their core. Mumbai Indians are that franchise. They do take their tagline, one family, very seriously. So bringing in that philosophy and the cricketing reason, I'm very tempted to have Ishan Kishan over there.
Okay.
But his price point is a bit of a stumbling block.
I'll get to that. Between Ishan and Tilak, you've gone with Ishan. If I have a choice, I'm going to go with Tilak. I know Ishan brings a wicketkeeper batter, but I can look for wicketkeeper batters. I can shop for them. And because Tilak is your future prospect, Tilak had a better IPL than Ishan Kishan. By the way, Ishan Kishan had a decent IPL last time around. Compared to the 2 previous IPLs he had, those were disastrous. Last IPL that he had, pretty decent. I'm just taking a look at Tilak Verma's numbers. He averaged 43. Okay. In that much time. That for me is absolutely outstanding. His strike rate 164, averaging 43, strike rate 164, absolutely insane for me.
Are they retaining him? Again, that's the big question, because I have RTM written in front of Tilak Verma's name.
I'll get to it, but
the price point.
No, but before that, before I even get to it, I'm just comparing him to Ishan Kishan. That's the first question that you need to answer, right? Between him and Ishan Kishan, who am I picking? Ishan had decent numbers I'm seeing right now, but his strike rate average far inferior to what Tilak. So if I am retaining another player, I would rather have Tilak than Ishan. Okay, but now the question is, do I want to retain a Tilak Verma at 14 CR? I will not do it. I will rather have the right to match card, because Tilak may not go for 14. I want him, and I know Mumbai Indians would want him, but there's a better chance. Let him go into the auction pool. You could get him for half the price also. It's a good chance you could get him for 5, 6, 7 crores, maybe even somewhere around cheaper than that. So that's the target you want. You want him, you have the right to match. Doesn't matter how much the other teams are bidding. You can always come at the end saying, sorry, you know, Harshit is fighting, and raise the bid to 8 CR.
There you
Hammer is about to go down. I say, RTM. Though this time there will be another option. I'm matching it. It'll go back to you.
Yeah.
Do you want to up it or not?
Yeah.
Only if I say no, you'll get it at that price. But whatever said and done, so I am putting Tilak Verma for me, Ishan Kishan for him. But either ways, it's still RTM.
Yes.
So not utilizing our money if we are Mumbai Indians. That's what you're doing. 6, you can go with an uncapped player. Are you going with an uncapped player? I gave you a lot of options. If you are,
I think I am going with one. Mumbai Indians have had a problem finding a spinner. They may have again the same problem, but the one player who's rescued them has been Piyush Chawla. And I think at 4 CR, maybe it's like a safe bet of sorts. You know what you're getting for 4 CR, which often with unknown players is a bit of a toss-up. With Piyush Chawla, you know exactly what you're getting. And he knows the circuit too well, he knows the tournament too well. I think 4 CR is not too much of a price that you're paying for a man of his experience.
I would have said the same thing because now Piyush Chawla, same rule that has come in which will allow MS Dhoni to be an uncapped player. Piyush Chawla also becomes that. There's also Akash Madhwal that I was kind of...
Good shout.
That I was thinking about.
But Madhwal, I think last season was impressive. Last year, a bit wavered.
I agree. But then, you know, if I'm looking at potential, he's that one guy that I am looking at. There's Nehal Vadera as well, but Akash Madhwal.
Because I'll tell you one more reason why I'm thinking Piyush could be retained. You look at the number of leg spinners in the pool. Again, I don't think a Bishnoi will be let go of, a Chahal would be let go of. There's a paucity of quality leg spin, wicket taking spinners out there. For those reasons, I feel maybe for 4 CR, Mumbai would feel, let's get somebody with experience. Again,
my only issue there is, even if I was to agree that over a Nehal, over a Akash Madhwal, I'll go with a Piyush Chawla, let's say, you know. 4 CR for Piyush, I think, again, if I use my RTM for him, I have an option because I may get him for cheaper. That's my only thing.
I feel the same. Actually, if you ask me, I think auction table, maybe 2.5, 3 could actually be the ceiling for him in the auction. But again, it depends so much on supply and demand, what the retentions are for other teams as well. And we know wicket-taking leg spinners, so franchises are always...
You want to be safe.
It's exactly.
Okay, as I agree, yeah, he could be about 2 CR or so. But at the larger scheme of things, you know, there are other teams, sometimes they can escalate your price. So you think, okay, forget all that for 1 crore or 2 here, there. I'm not, you know, wasting my time much. Okay, I was a bit tentative, but I'll go with what Harshit has to say. So we get Piyush Chawla here, right? So we get Piyush at 4 CR, right? So how much have we total? If you can give me the total.
So they've gone with 15 over here, 18 makes it 33 and 32. They've got 32 over here, another 11 makes it 43, you add another 5 makes it 48.
47, 4.
47. Yeah.
10 is 57.
62.
No, 57 and 8. 65.
65, yeah.
So you've got, Shivam, please check this once again. 65 is...
Yes,
65 is what they've used. You've got 120, so you're left with 55. So you're left with 55 CR, out of which you're going to be spending a major chunk here.
Yeah.
So assuming 10 CR, let's say, hypothetically, or it could be less than that.
Could be. Depends how the auction goes.
Yeah, I know that, but let's put it at 72, 73 CR.
Yeah.
You'll get your 6 players.
You're still saving about 2 crores because if you were to bring him over here, then you're essentially exhausting.
No, that we are. So eventually, let's go with 72 CR or so.
Yeah.
Then you're left with 48 or something. About 48, 50 CR is what you're going to be left with. No, more than that. So you are going to be left with
55.
Yeah, about 55 CR.
55 CR
if it's 10.
Yeah.
If it's 8, then you get 57. 57 CR for your remaining 12 players.
Minimum.
Remaining 12 players, 57 CR. I don't think that's a bad option. I think that is something that you can go with.
So that's roughly about 4 to 5 crores.
Yeah, that gives me about 4.75 crore for a player. And you know, a lot of them you'll get for 30, 40, 50 lakhs. So you can even splurge 7, 8, 9 crores for even more players, which will get your 10, 11, which you can splurge on in the region of 4, 5 CR. The remaining you get at 50. So yeah, I think that in fact you can spend about 7, 8, 9 CR
on 2-3 players
for about 4-5 players to make your 11.
11, yeah.
Top notch 11. The remaining 6-7 you get much cheaper. So yeah, I think this would make perfect financial sense for Mumbai Indians if they were to go with this team, retain these many players. It'll look very good and you'll have plenty of match winners in your team. So this is what we thought of Mumbai Indians and what they can be doing in the auction. Do let us know what you think about their retentions. If you had any other ideas, would you have changed a thing or two? Give us a like on our video if you're enjoying our content. And of course, we've got all the teams covered here. If you're a fan of some other team, do check out for more videos on Sports Today about the IPL retention.